I have it as for the top one break controller. So if I played on console against this enemy, I would probably break my controller. I have Angie, where like if I just hear the sound of this enemy, I already know it's going to be annoying to fight this enemy. Puts up a good fight means that, like, you know, it puts up a good fight, but it's like it's not really going to make me too mad. And then I have maybe Steve as like this bug could potentially be like on par with like a Steve in my opinion, but it's like it's not really that bad. And then as you can see, I have all the enemies that are already on here, they're all unignored, where it's like I just play the game and like I kill this bug and it's like, all right, it's dead. I didn't really feel anything for killing this bug. Angie is probably the roly-poly. Meatball isn't really that bad. I'd say it was annoying during the shield only run, but in all honesty, I put him on puts up a good fight, which I guess let's get to it, I guess. So Meatball is right here. I guess we'll start with him. I'm gonna put him on puts up a good fight. Honestly, when you first start playing, it's really annoying because you don't have any weapon that does armor breaking. So I can see how it can be annoying for new players there, but once you get into the gist of things, get some gear mods, get some overclocks going, you can just really take advantage of these meatballs. And they're not too bad, honestly. I'd say if you're just playing up to like Hazard 5, it's gonna be on puts up a good fight. But if you're playing above it, like Hazard 5 plus, and you have aggressive enemies on, he'll probably be an Angie, but he's in puts up a good fight. We got the regular Glyphid Grunt. The regular Glyphid Grunt, I'm gonna put him as maybe Steve. Honestly, like, it's annoying when you get swarmed by them. Like when there's just a lot of them, it can get really annoying. But when it's just the basic enemy that you find in the game and you just so happen to just encounter him by himself, or even just encounter him in like a small little group, it's not that bad. Next we got the Tyrant Weed. I'm not sure what these things are actually called. It's the Tyrant Weeds, like tentacle things that shoot orbs at you. Honestly, this guy does put up a good fight. He's not really angry. He doesn't make me angry whenever I fight him. I actually enjoy fighting the Tyrant Weeds. What I will say is the annoying part about them is when you keep killing different weed vines instead of actually killing the one that you're going for, there can be a lot that can spawn in, and that is when it becomes angry. But that's mainly from like team, like I was playing in a team when I first started this game, and we encountered a Tyrant Weed, and there was just a lot of these because my team just kept like killing random ones instead of killing the ones they were going after, the same ones. And we just got overwhelmed by them, and it made the fight a lot like harder. It was a lot more complicated, and it was just really, really, really annoying. I think that's the regular turret. Yeah, that's the regular turret. The regular turret pisses me off. It makes me angry. It doesn't want to make me break my controller, but it definitely makes me mad whenever they're in a mission with me, especially on higher hazard levels. Oh my god. They are so annoying to go up against, especially playing solo. They just deal so much damage on higher hazards to the point where it's like, man, like if I didn't bring a fire element with me, it would just make it so much worse because they just tank so much ammo as well. Next we got the guard. Honestly, the guard puts up a good fight. The guard definitely puts up a way better fight. I know it'd be iconic to put him in maybe Steve because I always make the guards the Steves, but he does put up a pretty good fight. He has good armor, good defense, and he does tank a lot of the damage, and he kind of really does eat up a lot of your bullets if you don't hit him on his weak point right away, or if you don't have armor breaking, especially if there's a whole swarm of them. Oh my god, there's like, if there was a whole swarm of them, once again, the logic here is if there was a whole swarm of these guys, they go up a rank. But when it's just them, like by themselves or in a small group, they'll be in the rank I gave them. Guard is best Steve. Hell yeah, he is. Oh, next we got the Cave Leech. I'm gonna put the Cave Leech at maybe Steve. All you have to do is kill them once, and then they're gone forever. Like, I always say this in my streams for cave leeches. I think that they should change how they work. I think how cave leeches should be, I think cave leeches should, once they have been killed, they leave a little flesh spore behind that grows back into a cave leech. And then when you're done with that cave and you go exploring more and go back to the original cave, the cave leech will be back. And you'll just forget about it because you're running away from a swarm. I honestly think if they did that, the cave leech would probably be Angie. But since it's not, it's maybe Steve. When you're first starting this game, cave leeches, you really don't know what they do. Because you're like, oh, it's a cave leech. I've heard people talk about this before. And then you get caught by one, and then after that, the surprise is over, and you're now forever looking at the roof in every cave that you go into. You're always looking at the roof. Wardens. Oh boy, wardens. I have mixed opinions on wardens, but I will say he puts up a good fight. The warden puts up a good fight. So the thing about wardens, if no one knows, or if you're still like just getting started in Deep Rock, wardens spawn in enemies if they're alone. And what makes this enemy so annoying is when it's in an off cave and it's by itself, it'll just continuously spawn in bugs. Because what happens is the warden will spawn in a swarm of bugs, and then the bugs will start chasing you, and then the warden will be by itself again, and then it'll spawn in more bugs. It spawns, I believe, 5 bugs at a time. And then you go into the next cave, and then there's just a freaking swarm of bugs after you that are getting the defense buff from warden, and it's just so aggravating to go up against him. But honestly, when he isn't doing that and you're actually like fighting him, he puts up a pretty good fight, especially when he's next to a fatty or an oppressor. He puts up a pretty good fight, but if you can just hit his weak point, he just kind of dies real easily. Shield pulsers. I'm gonna put shield pulsers also on puts up a good fight. They're not as bad as the turrets, in my opinion. They push you back a lot, and I will say it's super annoying when they get when they push you into the wall. But if you just stay far enough away and you just shoot at them, or if you get right on top of them where their shields don't push you back, so it puts up a good fight. But in my opinion, they're not too bad. Angie. Switch it to Angie. Bulk detonators. Bulk detonators. They put up a good fight. Bulk detonators are not that bad. They, honestly, when you first, bulks are fun, yes. When you first play Deep Rock Galactic, this is your first time playing DRG, you don't know all the bugs, and you hear that first time you hear the bulk detonator spawn in, it's something you'll never forget upon your first time you fight a bulk detonator. My first time fighting a bulk detonator, I was in a cave with my friends, and it apparently dug up to our tunnel, and it dropped us down and then exploded, and we all died and lost the mission. So, like, you never forget your first bulk detonator fight, but it puts up a good fight. And honestly, with all the new stuff they've added, bulk detonators would be on Angie, in my opinion, but with all the new stuff they've added, like Gunner's grenade and the Marked for Death and all that, it's like they're not really that bad. They're honestly so much fun to fight. I actually really like fighting bulk detonators, but what I will say is what will make me move it up to Angie, if I'm thinking about it hard enough, what makes me think it should be an Angie though is when a bulk detonator spawns in on Hazard 5+ and you have a lot of bugs on you. You just have a shit ton of bugs on you that you cannot kill because you're low on ammo, and suddenly bulk detonator. It is the most annoying thing possible. But at the same time, now I'm thinking about it too, you can kind of use the bulk detonator to your advantage if you're a scout, or if you have your dash ability. You could dash through the bulk detonator and he can slam down and kill a bunch of the bugs. Honestly, I'll keep him on puts up a good fight. All right, so there's 2 swarmers. Here they both are. So I'm gonna kind of rank them a little bit the same way because they both do essentially the same thing. One's just smaller, So honestly, both of these are maybe Steves. Swarmers, like literally, you just, they like walk up to you, and if you have the Thorns perk on, they just die immediately. On top of that, you don't even need to waste your ammo on this. You can just like use your pickaxe to kill them. And even on the new one, the Sugar Rush one, they have swarmers that spawn in periodically to give you health back, red sugar. So it's like swarmers aren't that bad. Swarmers can take the L. They're maybe Steves. Betsy, oh boy, Betsy. You know, as a joke, I almost put Betsy as ignored because after you're done fighting Betsy, I just straight up ignore her. I like straight up just, once I'm done getting the spores off of her, I don't like repairing her because she helps, but she just is the biggest burden ever on your team when she shoots those fucking mines at you and they explode. She's just so annoying. I like it when she has her turret and she's just using her turret, but when she's using her bombs, they just deal damage to you, and it's just so obnoxious. I'm gonna put her as puts up a good fight because honestly, with a lot of your abilities you have, you can get the spores off her pretty easily. Plus, when she's first starting up, you have that window where she's like just doing her animation. You can attack her spores, so it's honestly not that bad trying to kill her. I love Betsy. She's my favorite robot. Oh man. Has the rival company not taught you anything not to hate the robots? The Tomato Man. Oh, the Tomato Man. The Tomato. The Septic Spreaders. These guys make me angry. I'm not gonna lie. These guys make me mad. I get so annoyed with these guys. When it's just one of them, they put up a good fight. When it's just one of them. But since they sort of just spawn in groups, and there's two of them, they take turns shooting at you. Like one of the Tomato Men will shoot two at you, and then the next one's like, they go in shifts. It's so annoying. On top of that, when you kill them, they explode into more goo, and they just leave all of it on there where you just kill it. So it's like, man, you're just such a big burden. I dislike fighting this guy so much. Is that the Praetorian? The infected Praetorian? He puts up a good fight. He's pretty strong, especially if you can't find all the spores, and he just keeps spewing the lithophage stuff at you. He is pretty annoying, but I wouldn't say he aggravates me, especially if you have an engineer with breach cutter on you. You can just shoot right through his body and just pop all the spores. I won't put him as maybe Steve because he does still put up a good fight. The Menace makes me angry. I call this guy a troll because this motherfucker right here, this guy, he'll pop up, he'll be like, hi, and then he digs away, and you're like shooting at him, and he like doesn't freaking die, and then he'll pop up at another place, and then he goes away. Oh my god, dude, it makes me so mad. And then when he does pop up and actually starts shooting at you, he's in the most inconvenient place possible where you don't know where he is. God, dude. The lithophage exploders. I'm gonna put them up above a tier. So I have the normal exploders here in ignored because the normal exploders run up to you and then explode, or you can just shoot them with any gun and they'll die immediately. But with the lithophage exploders, they actually have a ranged attack where they have that like little vine that pops off of them and they throw stuff at you. On top of that, you can't just kill them by shooting them in the body like the normal exploders. You have to actually aim for the spores on the sides of them. They don't just explode. They explode into the lithophage fog, and that can cause you to get caught in a little like entrapment while there's a bunch of bugs around you, and that can cause you to die. But in actuality, like he doesn't really put up too much of a good fight because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he can still walk up to you and explode immediately, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to fight the lithophage one day, turn it to season 3 again, see what's up. Slashers. Honestly, they're on maybe Steve as well. Slashers are just... Actually, you know what? No, never mind. They put up a good fight. Actually, I'm changing that. Oh, man. Okay, so those slashers... they have less defense than the normal grunts. They still stun you. I don't know how many times I'm doing a challenge run where I'm just like running and then suddenly I get fucking slowed because a slasher snuck up behind me and just slowed me. It's like, honestly, it's really annoying. But in actuality, when you're just playing normally and you see one of these things, if you just get a good shot on the head, it's likely gonna die because it has less defense than the regular grunts. Most annoying bug gets the Throw Mouse Award. Oh man. Breaks mouse. There you go. So whoever is the most annoying enemy to me gets the break the mouse. And I do have one. I have one enemy that makes me want to break my mouse every time I encounter this enemy. I believe that's the Infected Spitter. The Infected Spitter also puts up a good fight. Once again, instead of it being like a normal acid spitter where it like just shoots at you constantly, but you're able to hit its side and kill it, now you have to find the specific spores on the acid spitter to kill it. And it still does the normal damage of the acid spitter. That can be pretty annoying. It puts up a good fight, but it doesn't make me angry. Okay, the robots. This is the one that flies around and rolls around. This one makes me pretty angry. I'm not gonna lie. It's really annoying how much this bot in particular just like rolls around constantly. On top of that, if you're on a higher hazard level and you're not prepared for him to be spamming his rockets at you and you're at low health, you're just dead. Like this robot is so fucking annoying to deal with. As long as you can be able to aim, which I'm bad at, you can get him down pretty easily. So he's almost, in my opinion, he's almost puts up a good fight, but he does really aggravate me whenever one spawns in. The Sentinels. Honestly, have I already ranked a Praetorian yet? Nope. Well, Praetorian's gonna kind of go in the same place, which is puts up a good fight. The Sentinels are, in my opinion, like the Praetorians if they didn't have their weak point nor their acid spit. They are just bigger grunts. That's all they do. They are just bigger grunts with armor on them, and they just sit there and die. That's it. Like they put up a good fight if you're playing on a higher hazard level and you're getting swarmed by them. But the only reason why they're not in Maybe Steve is because of the fact that it's tied to a boss fight that we will get to in 4 bugs. The twins. Just for one reason why I'm actually going to rank one of them differently. I'm going to put Lacerator in puts up a good fight and Arbalest in Angie. For only one reason. It's when you kill one or the other. So the twins fight, how it usually goes is Arbalest is a ranged one and Lacerator is sort of like the up in your face one. And upon second phase, they kind of get the same abilities as one or the other, except Lacerator burrows away a lot during the fight, staying away from you, and Arbalest gets a flame shotgun attack. That's pretty cool. But the only reason why these two are in separate rankings is because when you kill Lacerator first, Arbalest just gets in the middle of the arena, has immunity frames, and just starts kamikazing all over the arena, just throwing a bunch of fire mines all around. And if you aren't paying attention, you will get downed by this. But when you kill Arbalest first, Lacerator doesn't do that. Lacerator just screams and then just starts going after you like crazy. That's it. That's the only difference. He just screams like a baby. Meanwhile, Arbalest just kamikazes everything, just like sets off a bunch of mines. The Caretaker puts up a good fight. What can I say about the Caretaker besides the fact that the boss fight is so fucking long? There are many different enemies that can be spawned in during this that make it take forever, and those enemies will get their own rankings compared to the Caretaker. But I gotta say though, for the Caretaker, it is not too bad fighting it, as long as you're not like just being stupid and you just stand right on its platform and get electrocuted a bunch. It's like, it puts up a good fight, but it doesn't really aggravate me too much. Sniper turrets make me Sniper turrets would probably make me break my controller if I was playing on console. Sniper turrets have like almost infinite range, I gotta say. The bullet speed on them is insanely fast. They shoot incredibly far. And on top of that, they just do so much damage. It's crazy for a sniper turret. If I was playing on controller and I didn't have like a wall nearby me or anything like that, I would probably break my controller. Hive Guard. Ooh. Hive Guard pisses me off to no end. Hive Guard is so fucking annoying to fight when you're playing solo. When you're playing solo, Hive Guard, the only way to really fight Hive Guard is just to go driller and just like spray and pray. I fucking hate fighting the Hive Guard. The Hive Guard's mechanics are so out of tune and whack. I seriously wish the spores on Hive Guard are always on it constantly. So that way you can break the spores and always try to have a chance of attacking the core behind it. And the Sentinels should be constantly spawning like every 30 seconds and have a max spawn rate of like 4 or 5. Because it's just so annoying fighting Hive Guard solo. But if you're playing in a team, it is way easier fighting Hive Guard. It is so much easier in a team fighting Hive Guard. But I so dislike fighting Hive Guard when I'm by myself. Acid Spitters, they put up a good fight. I wouldn't say they're weak, but they definitely are like, you know, if you see that an Acid Spitter is on the roof, you're gonna target it. Like, if you see it, you're just gonna kill it right away. But what makes it put up a good fight is when you don't see it. And when it's like right behind you and it just immediately shoots its acid, or if like you just never saw it to begin with and you suddenly just have the acid debuff and you're like, what the hell? Where's the Acid Spitter? If anyone knows the term I call this guy the bullied in my videos. I call this guy the bullied because on solo, he is ass. Like, he's like the opposite of Hive Guard. The Glyphid Dreadnought on solo is so easy. He is so easy. His AoE stomp, that's usually a detriment when you're playing on even trios, because he slams so fast on solo mode. If you hear him starting to scream, you can just walk out. You can just like walk away from his AoE slam. And he just like still does it, and you can abuse it to where you're like, oh, I'm walking, oh, I'm shooting at your weak point. He doesn't put up that much of a good fight, to be honest. He's so easy to kill too. I don't know if anyone's seen my Scorching Tide video, but I absolutely fucking obliterated the Glyphid Dreadnought on a hazard plus mission with aggressiveness turned on ×2. He was so easy. I wish on higher hazard levels, the Glyphid Dreadnought's AoE was faster. If they made his AoE faster and his attacks faster, I think he would be on puts up a good fight. But since they're not, he's on maybe a Steve. Oppressors. I call them the Adjudicators now. The Adjudicator is a boss in Demon Souls. I could see how annoying it could be going up against an Oppressor when you're first starting the game. For me personally, he's maybe a Steve. Honestly, the Oppressor isn't that bad. Like, the most annoying thing about him, what really annoys me about the Oppressor is when you're reviving a teammate. And you're like, oh yes, finally, a window of opportunity to revive my teammate, and then you just start hearing him slam his rocks and you just get tossed in the air. That is really annoying, but also at the same time, the Oppressor, if you can use him to your advantage, you can just use the Oppressor to kill the bugs for you. Like when he does that rock attack, it does friendly fire damage to the other bugs. So in all honesty, he isn't really that bad. Plus he has a weakness to your pickaxe. So if you just go up to his weak point, which is also the only point where you can attack him, he just takes extra damage instantly. Next is the fatty, the fat boys. Puts up a good fight. Praetorians are like, when you first play the game, you think that this is like what a boss looks like in the game without having encountered the Glyphid Dreadnoughts at all. When you first fight this thing, it's like really annoying because you don't know what to expect from this, and you don't really know about armor yet. It's really annoying. But once you get the gist of it, killing Praetorians is kind of like clockwork. Like the moment you see that green glow, you're like, ah, yes, time to run behind him, shoot him in his ass, and he's dead. Do they have the other glyph? Oh, they don't have the other Praetorians on here. Oh man, the radioactive Praetorians, they're gonna go up in Angie because of their radioactivity that they do and their death field. They'll go up into Angie because when you're trying to revive a teammate that has died to one of these and you kill the radioactive Praetorian, it's annoying trying to have to wait for the death field to get it out of the way, because it's not like the fart cloud where you can just like shoot it with your fire shotgun and it disappears. Frost Praetorians are gonna go into maybe Steve. They aren't really that bad. They got a little bit of a buff. Now their death cloud slows you and their frost does a little bit more damage, their frost spit. Frost Praetorians, like, they're so easy to kill, plus they're weak to fire. So if you just have fire, like a flamethrower with Scorching Tide, you can just kill them like so fast. Web Spitters. Web Spitters are maybe Steve's. Web Spitters have the same amount of protection as a Exploder. Like, they just die. Like, the moment you see it crawling on the ceiling, you can just kill them just by looking at them. They just crumple into a ball. What I will say is annoying about them is when there's a huge swarm of them. That is when it's really annoying. There was this, I don't know if it was intentional or if it was a glitch, but for some reason in season 4, just a swarm of web spitters and acid spitters would show up. And that was the most annoying thing ever. I don't know why that was happening during season 4, and I don't know if that's where they got the idea for duck and cover, but having multiple web spitters is very annoying. So I will say that if you're not keeping tabs on how many web spitters are on the ceiling, then it would probably go up into picks up a good fight. All right, Stingtails. Stingtails make me want to break my fucking controller. Oh my god, dude. These motherfuckers on my shield only run that I did, they were pissing me off to no end. And every time I would use a shield, they would grab me right as I used it, and I would just be pulled away from my protective bubble. I don't know what crack I was on. I think it's from the fact that we didn't have a new enemy in a long time. And when they introduced the Stingtail, I think I was just on massive copium, because I said like, oh, it's so nice that we have some uniqueness in play style and fighting the bugs, and no, shut up past me. Fighting this thing is annoying as fuck. And especially when it first released, this motherfucker would grab you from the ceiling and pull you up and just drop you, and you would just die from fall damage. It was the most pain in the ass thing. God, I don't know what they were thinking with adding this. I mean, it's a cool concept, honestly. I like the design of the Stingtail. I call them shrimps. I like the design of the shrimps. It's like a rhinoceros alien. But besides from that, I just don't like how the grabbing. It's so annoying, especially as well when there's two of them and you're reviving a teammate. Those motherfuckers will just pull you so far away from your teammate. Next up, the annoying giggling children. Are you talking about these motherfuckers, the Naedocytes? I have both of them. I have the ones from the breeders and the regular spawned ones. Okay. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I don't know how many of you have ever played Left 4 Dead, but these motherfuckers, I'm putting them in Breaks controllers because they are easy to kill. Yes, they are easy to kill. But dude, in Left 4 Dead, when you were just running and you had momentum and you're just having a fun time running around killing the zombies, you get hit once, you freaking hit once, and you lose all your momentum. And now you're stuck trying to fight this motherfucker that hit you. That's literally what these motherfuckers do. These motherfuckers, I'll be like running and having a good time trying to get away from the horde. I'll be having good momentum. Suddenly, zap, now I'm stuck in place because this little twat just decided to show up out of nowhere and just Ugh, I dislike Naedocytes so much. They make me so mad every time. Okay, so for the normal Mactera, I'm gonna put him as puts up a good fight. Honestly, they're not too bad if you can just aim for their weak points. What I will say is annoying is when you're just like staring at them, waiting for them to stop moving. That's really the only annoying part about them. Like these motherfuckers will like try to dodge and weave every single way they can, and then finally try to get a shot at you only to die. Like that's really like the only annoying thing I can see with them. Other than that though, if you are playing on a higher hazard level, they do hurt a lot. Tri-Jaws make me angry. They make me mad. So I don't know how many of you have played a game called Hollow Knight as well, but these guys remind me of that enemy from Hollow Knight, where these motherfuckers will just shoot in a 3 pattern and you're trying to dodge normally by going around, and suddenly you get hit by the outside shot and you take so much damage. But I will say, if you can kill them from their weak point, because they don't move around as much as the normal Mactera, if you can hit them in their weak spot while they're charging their shot up, then they're not that bad. The triple shot asshole enemies, also, always those. Yeah, literally, it's always the ones that shoot 3 shots. I'm also gonna put this one in puts up a good fight as well too, because he has armor, and that's really about it. It's just the Mactera with armor. Like, all you have to do now is just break through the armor and then you just kill him. I can see how he's a little bit more annoying than the regular one. I can see how he's a little bit more annoying than the regular one, but other than that, it's like you just do the same thing like with the normal Mactera. You just shoot at him until his armor breaks, and now he's a normal Mactera. Like, it's honestly not that bad. Goo Bombers. I can't decide between maybe Steve and puts up a good fight, because honestly, Goo Bombers, the only thing that really annoys the hell out of me with them is when you're on a specific map and you're getting stuck in a bunch of the gunk that they just spread around all on the floor, and now you're just stuck having to fight. But the thing about it is too, is that the bugs also get slowed in the gunk. I think I'm gonna put the Goo Bomber as maybe a Steve, because honestly, he's not really that bad. I will say his attack does do quite a bit of damage when you're on a higher hazard level, but if you're in a team and you're all locked in, the Goo Bombers kind of just die a lot of the time, especially with like NGs with Breach Cutter, or a Scout with an M1000, a Driller with any of his weapons. Like, the Goo Bombers kind of just die. I call these guys Executors, but they are the Mactera Grabbers. The reason why I call them Executors is because if you've ever played on an elite threat mission, these guys become super insanely fast. And the moment you hear one, you better clench your assholes, because you never know if you're gonna get grabbed. These guys are scary as fuck, dude. But when it's in the normal game, they're not honestly that bad. Plus, if you have a team, once again, like locked in, they rarely grab you if you have a team that's like on it. So I'd say puts up a good fight. But other than that, The Breeder. The Breeder is a maybe a Steve. Now, listen, I will say this. After going on that huge rant with the Naedocytes, the Breeder is just floating punching bag. That's all it is. All you have to do with the Breeder is either freeze it and it dies, or just get really close up to it and just shoot it when it has its weak point ready. For the Naedocyte eggs, they're really easy to kill. Like, I even have them right here as ignored. Like, all you have to do is just like kill them really easily, and that's like it. Like, there's nothing that's really stopping you from killing the eggs besides other bugs around you. But most of the time when I encounter breeders, the eggs kind of just hatch, and you just have to dodge around the Naedocytes and just like have your team just like kill the rest of them. My team is never locked in. I'm sorry to hear that, Ben. Oh, the Nemesis. I honestly don't know where to put Nemesis. When he first released, he was really annoying, but now after a while, he's been nerfed heavily. He's not as good as he used to be. What I will say is the annoying thing about him is when he's dying, he spawns those mines all around, and if you're not paying attention, they can catch you off guard and do quite a bit of damage to you. But aside from that, I'm honestly gonna put him as just puts up a good fight. He'll go in the middle. He'll be in the middle. Because honestly, the Nemesis used to be so broken and so OP, and then now he's just a hollow shell of what he used to be. I don't know what these are called. They are really annoying. I'm gonna say that right now. They do make me angry. So if you're playing by yourself, I'm going off of playing by myself during this. These guys are really fucking annoying to have to fight against, especially on Has 5+. These guys are the bane of my existence on Has 5+. I'll just be running around him and I'm getting like rushed by shredders, and then suddenly out of nowhere I have this giant tentacle motherfucker shooting his lasers at me and then slamming into me. He's so annoying when you're being swarmed, but aside from that, if you can get a good pickaxe hit on him with your melee, he will just die in one go. Like, he is honestly not too bad to go up against. But what I gotta say is that when you're being swarmed and you haven't taken out all the arms on the caretaker, they are pretty annoying. The Lithophage bomber, he's going up against puts up a good fight. This one is a little bit more annoying than the regular Goo Bomber, because instead of spreading normal gunk, that all it does is just slow you, he spreads Lithophage gunk, and that shit hurts and can cause you to get encapsulated into those vines. And if you're getting swarmed by a bunch of bugs, now you have to spam A and D or whatever you're playing on for controller, and you just it becomes way more annoying. But he's not so bad, honestly. You just get a good breach cutter shot on him, he's all right. Like, you know, he just dies like a good bug. Is this the Grunt? Did I have them mixed up? I think that's the Grunt, the Lithophage Grunt. I'm gonna have him as puts up a good fight as well. He is, oh, actually he is one ahead of the normal Grunts. He, now it's just like an acid spitter, but with the Grunt's health. Because now he can actually have a projectile shot to hit you with, but he's also not so aggravating that to the point where it's like you're absolutely getting mad at him, but it's still a fun fight. A lot of the Lithophage bugs can just be like taken out with the breach cutter, in all honesty. I think that's why most of them, actually all of them, I think are on puts up a good fight, because you can just get the breach cutter or NG or anything that passes through bugs and just pop a bunch of the blisters. But that is not what I'm gonna say for the Lithophage Breeder. The Lithophage Breeder is, he makes me mad. So instead of just dropping a Lithophage egg that'll turn into the little parasites that spawn out, instead they just spawn in right away, crawl up to you, and then go, hey, and then they just hurt you, and you just now you have fucking Lithophage on you. And on top of that, after you finally manage to kill him and pop all the blisters on him, he just explodes into a bunch of them. And now you have to deal with all the Lithophage parasites that come out of him, and you might get freaking Lithophage grabbed, and then you're in the middle of a swarm, and you just, like, it's just, God, man, the Lithophage Breeder just makes me so mad, dude. The Sand Sharks. I gotta say, when you're first playing and you don't understand how the Sand Sharks work, and you don't know that they can grab you, it can be pretty angy. Like, I'm not lying. It can be pretty angy, but after playing for so long, it's like, it's not too bad. He puts up a good fight. Like, honestly, for the most part, what the Sand Sharks do when I'm playing on the sandblasted corridors, the Sand Sharks kind of just like, they just go in a corner and they kind of just stay there in that corner, and you just like look over and you just kind of just like kill them and they just die. When you first play, warn your friends, or don't warn your friends and watch them get grabbed and taken away. The Stabber Vines. Honestly, if I was past me and I didn't have the knowledge I have now, they would be in break control. Since I have a brain And since I have knowledge, they are maybe a Steve. They are so easy to fight. Just aim for the core where all 3 of them are on the wall, shoot at it, and all 3 of them die. That's it. That's all you have to do. They are annoying, yes, in the sense where they do a lot of damage, but they're also really easy to avoid if you have the dash perk and you can just dash away. If it was past me, I would be like raging every time I encounter one of these on console. But since I'm a smart boy, they are just maybe a Steve. Like how hard the shriek they make when broken goes. Yeah, probably one of my most favorite sounds. No, actually, it's the other one. The platform guys in the map, when they die, they make the most horrific sound I think I have ever heard. Like honestly, if an enemy had that shriek, like, I don't know, I would just shit my pants. I'd be like, what the fuck was that? The spitball infectors. Oh my God, dude. Break my fucking controller, dude. God, during the shield only run, this motherfucker was just like, I had to be like freaking Keanu Reeves in the Matrix trying to dodge its freaking blasts. These guys, if you're not a driller and you don't use your drills to just break the blast every single time, these guys are fucking annoying as shit, especially in a Hazard 5 2x spawns. There's like 5 of them in your map. Like, I don't know how many of you have played Hazard 6x2 or even tried Hazard 5x2 modded. These motherfuckers, there are just so many of them in the cave. They shoot so fast, and on top of that, you're getting swarmed by a bunch of bugs. It's so aggravating. The AoE of their balls is quite misleading. Yeah. The Barrage Infector. The Barrage Infector doesn't make me want to break my controller as much. So it's going in Angie. The reason why I'll say that it doesn't make me rage as hard as the Spitballer does is because honestly, if you don't get any of the gunk on you that it shoots at you, you can kind of run away pretty easily from the Barrage Infector's blasts. You can do quite easy damage to him from his weak point that he has too. Though I will say it's a lot harder to aim for it when he has his mouth open. Oh, the fiends, the monkeys, these guys, the core spawn. I'm gonna put you on break controller, dude. Fuck these guys. Fucking hate these guys. So I will say it's really cool to see them in DRG, but also, by good golly God, for some reason, they just don't want to stay stunned. They just don't want to stay frozen. They jump around everywhere. They just don't want to stay still. They just come up to you, smack, jump. It's like a more annoying menace. And the only way to deal damage to their weak point is when they're yelling at you. And that is an attack. So, God, I can't wait to fight them in Rogue Core, but in DRG, just nerf them a little bit and don't make so many fucking spawn in, dude. The Harvester, or the Lithophage Corruptor. In all honesty, if you just leave him alone and he is just going around the map spreading Lithophage, it's maybe a Steve. Leave him alone and he is just spreading Lithophage. He is just so easy to avoid. Sure, it's annoying sometimes when you have to go down a cave that he's been through and he spread the Lithophage on the ground. But in all honesty, a bunch of the Lithophage disappears after a while because there can't be so much Lithophage on the ground for some reason, even though that's his job. When you are fighting him, it is Angie. He does make me Angie. Because, good God, his attacks are so absurd to deal with, especially that fucking spike one. And if you get grabbed by Lithophage, you might as well just kiss your health bar goodbye. This guy makes me Angie. I kept seeing him and I'm like, you're making me angry. This motherfucker, the Vartok. On higher hazard levels, I think you guys have all seen it in my streams. I die to this thing at least once or twice in my streams. God, trying to find the weak points to break to have the chance to kill him is so annoying. Especially when you're being swarmed by a bunch of bugs and the Vartok has his eyes on you. He's like a sniper. He's a mix of a Menace and a sniper turret, wherever the hell the sniper turrets. He is a mix of both of those. And the only difference is that you have to break the special weak points that are in different areas. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The Stalker gets the Break the Mouse Award. I fucking hate the Stalkers. I fucking hate these things. These things are annoying as fuck. There has not been a single time where I am just looking for this motherfucker only for him to show up immediately. I shoot him, he doesn't die, and he just takes away my shield and burrows away like a little fucking asshole. This little twat, this little twat. I don't know who created him. I don't know who it was on the Ghost Ship team. I want you to exterminate him. The moment I hear a Stalker and I'm safe, I'm standing still and like looking around with my scanner to find him until suddenly I hear him and I'm fucking dead. I had in one of my streams, I don't know how many of you were here for it, I had 3 of them in a row with my team and we just kept getting downed by them. We would get up and one Stalker would get us down, I would revive the other team and the other Stalker would come. Oh, it made me so mad, dude. I got so freaking lock in. Oh, I gotta finish this stream off strong. Finally, we got the Ebonite Grunts and Praetorians. I'm gonna rank both of these kind of in the same. I'm gonna say the regular Ebonite Grunts go into put up a good fight, and the Ebonite Praetorians go up into Angie. The reason why is because both of them can be dealt with the exact same way, which is just use your pickaxe. Except for the fact that the Praetorian one has more health and does way more damage. And on top of that, it's so annoying when you have one and you have a bunch of the little ones on your ass to kill you. But aside from that, the Ebonite Grunt does put up a pretty good fight. If you're doing the machine event and you don't have a one of the power cells, it is a little bit annoying going up against him. Well, there you have it. Here is my tier list for the most annoying DRG enemies, which I guess you could say I've ranked all the DRG enemies. I guess it's not really an annoying enemies tier list. It's just, I just ranked all the DRG enemies, but I put them on an annoyance scale. So there you go. You can take your screenshots, post it online, be like, my favorite streamer didn't put my most annoying bug at the top. This fucker.